Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to take you guys through a full day of eating with me. To start the day, I'm going to take some rapid acting insulin. So basically this insulin is used every time I eat or I need to bring my blood sugar down because it's high. So I'm taking it so early because in the mornings you're a little more insulin resistant, and I'm gonna go downstairs and start making my food right now. And so if I don't take it early enough, then I'll get a really bad blood sugar spike. So I try to take it pretty early. So like I try to give like 15-20 minutes to begin working and get absorbed, because like I said, you're a little more insulin resistant in the morning, so I just try to give it a little more time compared to my other meals in the day. So I mean, the needle is tiny that you have to inject yourself with, so it's really not that bad. But starting the day with an injection, and I'll show you guys what I make for breakfast. Alright, breakfast is, let's see if I can tip it enough, 80 grams of Quick Minute Oats. I put 2 servings of that Swerve brown sugar replacement powder in here to give it a little bit of flavor. Then I got 90 grams of banana and 100 grams of blueberries, sprinkled some cinnamon on top. This has been my staple breakfast for past week or so. So good. Also got my cup of coffee, and yeah, I'm gonna sit down, read a little bit more of this, and yeah. I also forgot to tell you guys, this morning I checked my blood sugar. It's so routine now, I kind of like forget, but right now it is 136. It's pretty stable all throughout the night, so that's good. If you're wondering, I have a Dexcom on the back of my arm. You can kind of see the outline, but that's what reads my blood sugar and sends it to my phone, which makes it super convenient. So I'm gonna sit down, read a little bit more, and I'll see you guys for my next meal. Alrighty guys, so it is currently 11:24. Last time I checked in with you was at like 9:30. We had a little bit of a miscalculation with my blood sugar this morning, so I'm currently at 249, which is definitely high. We want to stay between, or not we, I always say that. I want to stay between like 80 to 130. That's kind of my goal. 150 I'm okay with, but once I get up above that, it's a little high for me. So tomorrow I'm obviously gonna make a little bit of a change for my insulin intake in the morning. I also think that coffee may be giving me a little bit of insulin resistance. So I might try to minimize that tomorrow morning, or maybe even cut it out to see how my body does with it. Like I said, my body is more insulin resistant in the morning, so that's why I gave my insulin more time to kick in, but obviously it still didn't work. So I'm gonna try something a little new tomorrow, whether that's add another unit of insulin or cut out the coffee to see if that might be causing me a little bit of insulin resistance. But nevertheless, I'm gonna give myself correction with the same pen, give myself like 2 units of insulin. Like I said, it's 11:30 right now, and we have class at 12:30, so I'm probably gonna eat another meal before I go to class too, so I'll show you guys what that is. Alright, so it's currently 2:30. I didn't end up eating a meal before my classes, so I'm gonna eat my pre-workout meal right now. I'm gonna go work out probably like 30 minutes to 45 minutes after I eat this meal. As you saw, I just gave my insulin dose. This meal contains 105 carbs, so I gave 3 units just because I'm on a 35-to-1 ratio. So for lunch we got some rice, corn, beans, tofu, and then we've got a banana and a pear. They're both kind of bruised up because I had them in my book bag just in case I went low while I was in class, so they're a little beat up. By the way, my blood sugar did end up coming back down and balancing out. I'm currently at 106, so that's in a really good range. I'm gonna give this insulin a minute to kick in and then eat this meal. All right, just wrapped up my workout. I did a push day. Well, sort of a push day. I'm currently on a powerlifting program, and in the strength block of the program, so I did some bench, 2x2 with 225, and then a 3x5 back off sets with 205. I posted some clips on my Instagram. If you're not following me, give me a follow. I believe it's just caleb.criswell. Wait, let me make sure real quick, so I'm telling you right. Yeah, my Instagram is just caleb.criswell, so give me a follow if you aren't. So yeah, we had bench and then just some accessory movements, some overhead press, some push-ups, some lateral raises, and a tricep movement. So finish that up. For my post-workout meal, I'm going to have the same meal, like literally the same meal I had earlier, same portions and everything. So just the rice, tofu, beans, corn, and then I'll probably drizzle some hot sauce on top. For a little blood sugar update, I am sitting at 205. So once again, high. Today has been, like most people would say, today is like kind of a bad day to vlog because my blood sugars haven't been the greatest today. But to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of happy that I recorded on this day. And if anyone else is a type 1 diabetic watching this, you know, like some days it's just the blood sugars do not want to cooperate. And you know, it's really kind of something I've had to overcome because I hate to admit it, but I'm very much a perfectionist. And with type 1 diabetes, by the nature of the disease, you will never perfect it. You can eat no carbs, or and you'll still go high, or you can eat a ton of carbs and you'll still go high or still go low. Like, it's really just kind of going with the flow, you know what I mean? Like, you do your best to manage it, but at the same time, you got to understand it's not going to be perfect. So, I make my health choices to better my health, long-term and short-term, and how I'm feeling day to day. And so, yeah, I try not to let it stress me out when I'm having a bad blood sugar day or whatever it may be, and I just kind of try to adapt and overcome. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna lower my carb to insulin dosage for today because for some reason I've just kind of ran a little high today. So usually 35-1 works for me, but I'm gonna lower it to 30-1 for this meal. Since I have been running high. And yeah, so that'll probably be like 3 units for this meal. I think just the bowl, I'm not gonna have any fruit with it. Just the bowl of the tofu and everything is like 90 carbs. So go in here, eat this up, and yeah, I will talk to you guys on my next meal. It's currently 8 o'clock for meal number 4, or dinner, or whatever you want to call it. I've got a lot of the same thing: 4 ounces of white rice, pinto beans. I got a little bit of rotel, and then a vegan sausage, and then I put this Caribbean-style sugar-free jerk, Caribbean jerk seasoning or wing sauce or whatever they want to call it, on there. So I actually just picked this up from the store, so I'm pretty excited to try it out. I'm gonna have myself a Diet Pepsi with this meal, and yeah, so as you can probably tell, I eat 3 meals that are very similar to each other every day because I meal prep on Sundays, I just started meal prepping on Sundays, and so my basis for all those meals are rice, and then I add beans, and then I usually add corn or like rotel, and then it's either tofu or this vegan sausage. So yeah, my current blood sugar is still running a little high. Not totally sure why, but we're at 168, which is definitely higher than what I usually am. But there's so many things that can play into blood sugars because it's hormonal. So like maybe could be getting sick, could be more stressed today than usual. Just little things could be throwing it off, but not gonna let it stress me out too much. I give myself 3 units for this meal. And yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'll probably have a fruit smoothie with maybe a little bit of protein in it to cap off the night. I definitely want to intake some more carbs, but yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'll see you guys at the next meal. Alrighty guys, so I'm about to go to bed and take my long-acting insulin. So this is basically just gonna hold me stable throughout the night. And yeah, just act as like a background insulin to keep my blood sugars as stable as possible. So I take 18 units of this once a day, every night before I go to bed. And I think I'm gonna also have 2 more bananas to get me some more carbs. So yeah. So I ended up having 2 plant-based hot dogs and 2 bananas with some cinnamon on top. This has been another staple lately. Macros for the day are 119 protein, 418 carb, and 38 fat. By the way, I took 1 unit of insulin for this food, and I am kind of coming down, so that's why I only took 1 unit. So yeah. What is going on, guys? It is currently the next day. I did not wrap up the video last night because I was honestly tired, and I wanted to wrap it up with a little talk. So I'm sure most of you noticed that all the foods in my full day of eating were plant-based foods. So I recently went plant-based like a week ago, and the reason being is because I came across some research talking about optimizing insulin sensitivity, and how it's easier to manage your diabetes, obviously, when you're more sensitive to the insulin that your body produces, or in my case, as a type 1 diabetic, you take. So with that being said, I also came across research talking about how living in a state of insulin resistance leads to many chronic diseases. And you know, guys, I'm still digging and doing more research on this, so don't necessarily take my word for everything I'm saying. I don't want you guys to instantly think that like I'm right or anything. I'm just sharing what I have learned and so far my experience with it with you guys. So yeah, I went plant-based like a week ago, and as I said in the video, my carb to insulin ratio is for every 35 carbs, I give 1 unit of insulin. And I know I was high in my full day of eating. I'm not sure if like maybe I was getting a little sick or something. I didn't feel great that day. Well, yesterday, but usually a 35 to 1 like nails my sugars down. And before I was plant-based, I was on a 12 to 15, kind of ranged in between there, to 1 ratio. And so in just 1 week, my carb to insulin ratio jumped from, let's just say 15 to 35 to 1, which is honestly crazy. Like, and it's made my diabetes much easier to manage, but it's also made me feel comfortable intaking more carbs. Because before, I would intake, let's just say 100 carbs in a meal, and I would have to give like 8 units. And now I intake 100 carbs in a meal and I give 3 units. And you know, insulin's kind of a scary thing for type 1 diabetics. I've had a few scary experiences already, and I haven't even had diabetes that long, because it's really, your lifeline can also really hurt you if you don't use it carefully. And so intaking that much insulin is sometimes scary. Like, hypoglycemia is a real thing, and it's pretty scary, obviously. But yeah, so it's made me feel more comfortable intaking more carbohydrates, and with intaking more carbs, I have much more energy than I've had in a long time in this past week. I would say I would usually eat like 200 grams of carbs a day before, if that, and now I'm intaking 500 or 600. Obviously a little bit of that is to make up from the lost calories from the fat, like the decreased fat intake that I'm eating now, because before I was intaking probably 100 grams of fat a day because I was trying to minimize the carbs, and now I'm intaking like 30 to 40 because I'm really trying to eat a lot of carbs and stick to pretty low fat foods. So like I said, it's really just what I've come across, and I'm just trying to share my experiences with you guys, and really just document it. You know, if there's any diabetics that are watching this, give it a try. But what I would say, because I experienced it, is just be careful with your insulin intake if you are a diabetic and you try this, because my insulin ratio jumped from 15 to 35 to 1 in 1 week. And I would say most of that was done in the first 2 or 3 days. So my suggestion to you would be, 1, consult with your doctor, which would really be what I would do, or 2, just take very minimal insulin and be okay with being high the first couple of days, because
I don't want you to go extremely low and end up having like a fatal situation or something. I'm not a doctor, so like don't sit here and take my medical advice as being like all right, by no means, but I just want to like throw that warning out there. But yeah, I feel great, and my energy levels are great. I feel great. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna keep documenting and sharing my journey with it. I'm really happy that I came across it. And if any of you guys wanna kind of dig into the research that I'm looking at, you can go to masteringdiabetes.org. You can, they have a book actually, which I showed you guys. It's just called Mastering Diabetes. They also have a YouTube channel. So if you guys wanna do any research, even if you're not a diabetic, you can. But yeah, I'm really happy I came across it. I feel great. I'm gonna continue sharing with you guys kind of my experience, because I know a lot of people will say, if you eat, like it's unsafe to eat under 50 grams of fat a day if you're a male. So, you know, I'm just kind of putting my body out there for a little bit of an experiment, see how I feel, see how I do. Obviously, I'm very active in the gym, so we'll see how my progress goes. Yeah, so I'm really excited to just continue to document it. I hope that it inspires some of you guys if you are diabetics, and even if you're not, maybe it inspires you a little bit and kind of gives you a little bit of insight on some things. So yeah, I'm super excited to continue to film it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, before the video ends, I don't know why I get so nervous on camera, but like you can hear it in my voice and it irritates the heck out of me. So like, just let that go, okay? I don't know why I get so nervous on camera, but I'm gonna work on that as we continue to film more videos. So I'll see you guys in the next one.